Hello, everybody. Let's file some people in here. See if anybody files in. How many people we get. But I guess I'll just start. Okay. So, severe weather. Lots of severe weather. If you didn't see yesterday, severe weather was all over Kansas and even parts of Nebraska yesterday. So, I didn't cover that because I didn't have anybody that I knew that was in those areas, but I have people in the areas today, or at least relatively close this time. So for today, excuse me, let me turn this for you so you can see it. So in here, oops, let me try this. Can you see that? Oh shoot, what is going on? Hang on. I think you can see that. Hang on, let me try and see if you can see that. Yeah, you can. It's not very good. But whatever. Anyway, let me go back to it. So if you can see it, we've got moderate risk, enhanced risk, slight here. That includes Chicago. This does not include Austin. Neither does this marginal, but it's on the edge. It's on the edge of Austin. And this marginal includes Elkhart. So let me bring it back to me just for a second, because I don't think I'm going to see if it was working. I guess I can't go back. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'll just continue from here. I hope you could see that, but in case you couldn't, moderate risk today includes just outside Kansas City, Missouri. It includes Kansas City, Kansas. Oklahoma to northern Missouri, and then the slight risk, which is probably is much bigger area, includes all the way from Del Rio. And this is Del Rio. Yep, Del Rio, Texas, all the way to Chicago, Illinois. So the border of Texas and Mexico, all the way to Chicago, Illinois. And now the marginal risk, which is the lowest category, includes the Texas Hill Country, kind of the Texas Hill Country. It's just like a thin layer outside the slight risk, and then it expands much, much eastward into Elkhart, Fort Wayne, and even as far as Detroit, almost as far as Detroit. So yeah, just be prepared that that's going to be the case. You're going to have to it's going to be an overnight threat, not during the day today. And I don't think Austin is going to get much of anything today for severe weather. I don't think so. If it is, it's going to happen tomorrow morning, because I'm not seeing anything that makes me believe that we'll get anything even remotely today. Today is probably just going to be cloudy. It's probably not even going to have much of a way of even drizzle. It's going to be mostly rain-free, but it's going to be cloudy. It's going to be hot too, 90 degrees. So it's a very hot one. So there will be PM thunderstorms. There could be AM thunderstorms on Thursday, PM on Thursday, and then pretty much all day Friday will be nothing but storms, and then rain in the morning on Saturday before it all diminishes. So much more rain to come, especially Friday. Friday's going to have the most rain in Austin. That is. And you get another hot one today in Elkhart. You're actually 82 degrees already, and it's only noon. According to this, you're 82 outside already, and it's only noon. It's mostly cloudy, and I think more moisture is coming in. Well, actually, you're only... I want to see if I can find humidity in here. Not finding humidity rate right now. I don't know where to find it exactly on the site, but I'm finding it. Oh, okay, I found it now. 39%, dew point 57 degrees. Okay, so you are going back up. It's still a bit dry, but you're going back up. You're going back up. You're getting out of those 20% humidity ranges. That's pretty low. That's why they had those fires in Kankakee County, Illinois yesterday. If you didn't see that, there was, I think, 2 fires around Chicago area yesterday because it was hot and dry. That's what you get when it's hot and dry. People start these things and then they just go all crazy. So yeah, nothing today. You'll have some windy conditions still, 10 to 20 miles per hour. So I would hold off on the fires today, even though the humidity is almost 40% and the dew points is up in the upper 50s, I'd still hold off because it's really warm. 82 degrees already is really warm for this time of year. It's supposed to be only a high of 65 for average, and I know you've been way cooler than average in April. So this is a big change, and it's 10 to 20 mile an hour winds. So I'd hold off. I would hold off until we get these rounds of rain in by tonight and in tomorrow. Although these rains would probably take it out, although there is the lightning potential. Lightning can definitely put a damper on it, but you're going to get a good shot of rain, especially tonight into tomorrow, and then Friday morning, and then it all diminishes after that. Saturday's really looking good. 75 degrees and sunshine for Elkhart on Saturday. And if you like cooler temperatures, then Sunday, mostly cloudy, 65 degrees. Sunday's your day. If you like cooler, Sunday's your day. If you like a little bit warmer, then Saturday's your day. So I think we have a day for everybody. Saturday is for the warm people. Sunday's for the cool people. And then for the rainy people, it'd probably be Thursday and Friday. That's for the rainy people. You'll probably get upwards of between an inch to 2 inches out of this system. So you will get a good amount of rain. 1 to 2 inches is pretty good. So yeah, we're going to get a lot of rain too. Austin, Texas, you better be prepared. You're going to get some rain. You're going to get that rain. The models keep different. National Weather Service keeps saying different things every day, so I can't really say for certain what it will be, but I think we've had a solid 1 to 2 inches. I've seen sometimes where they say 2.5 to 3 inches around the area. I'll just say 1 to 2 just in case, but I remember that one night in March, we had like 6 inches. It's crazy. Like 6 inches last March. Like at the end of March, we had 6 inches. So yeah, 6 inches. 6 inches. It's pretty intense. So I don't think flooding is going to be a concern because it's going to be over 2-day period. Now, unless you get a heavy downpour, then you could be concerned, but I don't think that's going to be everywhere. It's just going to be a nice 1 to 2 inches. Probably both for Austin, Texas and Elkhart, Indiana, both a solid 1 to 2 inches, which is good. 1 to 2 inches is fine, especially since we're in a drought. We're in a moderate drought right now. It's we're about 3 inches behind. It depends on where you're at in Austin, because the airport and Camp Mabry, where KXAN does both of their forecasts from, when they do what is the temperature in Austin, they do it from 2 places: Camp Mabry, which is on the west side of town, and then ABIA, Austin Burnstrom International Airport, which is on the southeast side of town. They've gotten 2 different things. One got like 4 inches the night of those storms, and the other got like 6. So even though they're only about 10 or 20 miles apart, they can get a lot of rain. They got a big difference in rainfall. It's kind of like snow bands. You get big differentiations. So, okay, now let me go to the threats. I kind of talked about flooding, but let's talk about the other threats today. There is an interesting threat today in Del Rio. Del Rio in the very southwest, between Fort Stockton and San Antonio, there is a random outline of possibly a 10% chance or greater of 2-inch diameter hail or larger within 25 miles of a point. This is this is not that odd, actually. This happens kind of often. There's always some supercells, especially during the April and May time, that happen right near or north of Del Rio, and they've happened along the border already a lot. In the past 2 months. The past 2 months, we've had a lot of storms with golf ball and baseball size hail come over the Rio Grande into places like the Laredo area and south and north of there. This is going to just be another one of those cases. Now, here's something new. A 5% chance for Del Rio. There is a 5% chance of tornadoes, which it's 2% everybody else, but 5% for like smack dab in Del Rio. And then the next 5% is in Oklahoma all the way to western Illinois. But just randomly, a 5% chance of tornadoes in Del Rio right along the border. So if you're in the Del Rio area, or if you're traveling along I-10 between San Antonio and El Paso today, I'd be advised. This is probably going to be an afternoon threat. So it'd be in the afternoon when this all starts. It's going to be easy to spot because it's going to be like supercells. So you'd be able to spot where the storm is. You might want to keep checking. The weather on your weather app, whatever you use. I use KXAN weather app. That's what I use. I'm not promoting them, but I'm using them. So that's what I use. I'm not going to recommend one. I'm just saying I use KXAN weather app, and that, which is a good one, I think. Oh shoot! I think I just promoted it. Crap. Anyway, and I use there's another app I use and I can't think of it, but oh well. That's in Del Rio, West Texas. I don't think it's going to make it all the way here until probably Thursday morning. If we get anything, it's going to be Thursday morning. I don't think we're going to get anything today. I doubt it. I don't see it. we're just too far away from that dry line. That dry line will be disappearing off, I think, a little bit when it comes to Thursday and we get our chances. It will be more or less kind of a cold front by that time. I mean, I guess we could get a dry line, but I think it's going to be more of a cold front than a dry line that impacts us by the time it gets here for Thursday. But anyway, let me go back to Elkhart. I didn't cover you guys for threats. So you have marginal risk. When I say marginal risk, this is going to be tonight. This is not going to be today. It has you outlined in today's forecast, but it's really going to be overnight. So tonight is when you get it. Probably after midnight is my guess. Maybe before midnight in Western Illinois, in Illinois, and then coming into Indiana. But it's going to be a night. Not too large. You're only in a marginal, so you don't have to worry about too much. But you do have a 2% chance of a tornado tonight with any storms that make it that far. You have a 5% chance of winds, 65 knots or greater. So that's about, 50 knots or higher. That's my bad. Within 25 miles of a point. Everything is within 25 miles of a point. The Torcons I give you that I post on Facebook, those Torcons are out of 50%. It is out of a 50-mile radius. This one's different. This is out of National Weather Services is out of a 25-mile radius. So 2% chance of tornadoes, which is quite low. Wind is 5%, still low. Hail is 5%, still low. So everything's in the lowest category possible. That is a risk. You have a risk, but they're all in the lowest category possible. That's outside of general thunderstorms. You have a small risk of everything. So it could be anything. You could get an isolated supercell that makes its way with 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail and possibly a brief tornado. That's probably where I'm going to put it at the highest risk chances for your area. An isolated supercell or storm that makes its way, gives you 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-size hail, and a brief tornado. That's all it's probably going to be if you get anything. You're going to get rain. Okay, rain and storms is pretty confident. I am very, very confident you're going to get rain and storms. The question is, how severe are they going to be? Obviously, for today, or tonight, I should say, doesn't look like they're going to be too severe at all. Allergies, gosh, you gotta love them. But anyway, yeah, I'm going pretty long on this live stream, so I'm gonna try to speed it up a bit. So Elkhart, tornado 2% chance, wind 5%, hail is 5% also. However, I should mention that Chicago, it has hail at 15%. Wind that's just south of it is 15%, and tornado is still 2%. So if you're in Chicago area, because some people do travel to Chicago, if you're in the Chicago area, then you have a higher chance of wind and hail. The tornado threat is the same, but the wind and hail is up to 15 in the Chicago area. So you could have more storms if you're in the Chicago area versus in Elkhart. There's no guarantee, but the chances are there. Some places didn't even get a single storm yesterday, and they were in the moderate risk in Kansas. that does happen. That does happen. Not everything is guaranteed. Like if you're in a slight risk versus somebody in a marginal risk, there's no guarantee you're going to get worse storms than somebody in a marginal risk. No guarantees. Sometimes in the moderate risk, you get nothing. I've seen that happen more than once this year. A moderate risk in Alabama, places that hit like Coleman, Alabama, and places east and west of there got hit by several rounds of storms, and that caused flooding. Birmingham, Alabama, one of the biggest cities in Alabama, was in the moderate risk, got almost nothing, almost no storms. They had little bitty storms form, but no severe storms at all, and they were in the moderate risk too. So, just because you're in the enhanced and moderate risk does not mean you will get a heavy storm. It's a lot more highly chanced, but it's no guarantees ever. Unless it is so high that it's sometimes even in 60% chances of tornadoes, which is only happened like once or twice, there are places that do get missed. So it's no guarantees, even in enhanced and moderate risk, that you will get a severe storm. No guarantees. And then some people in slight and marginal risk get hit harder. It's weird, but that's just how it's going to be sometimes. That's just how it is sometimes. But anyway, let's go to I think I've covered today's good enough. Let's go to tomorrow. Tomorrow, things shift. We have an enhanced risk from very western Illinois to Kansas City, central Missouri, and then up into Des Moines, Iowa this time. So the marginal risk areas, and it does include Austin this time. We are closer to a slight risk. We're not in one, but we're closer. We're closer. We're in a marginal risk though. And Elkhart's in a marginal risk too. This is probably going to be a during the day event. Probably a morning/afternoon event. This is for Elkhart. This is going to be more of a during the day thing than a nightly thing like you're going to experience tonight. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be okay, so all right. Okay, so this is going to be so day 2, Thursday, is going to be our best chance in Austin to see storms. Now, I'm not sure about Elkhart, but Elkhart, I think you're going to get some all day. It's going to be more of an all day event during the day event, and maybe even overnight event. This marginal risk stretches for a long period of time. So the marginal risk may be more than one round, because I know you're going to get more rounds in Missouri, Illinois, and Iowa. From today into tomorrow, there's going to be more than one round. So I think Elkhart, you could get 2 rounds, one tonight and then one tomorrow. And the storm's going to make its way all the way to the northeast. Portland, Maine, and Boston, Massachusetts are in the marginal risk. That's probably going to be a damaging wind event. If it's that far east, it's going to probably be damaging winds. It's going to be more of a damaging wind event that far east. You're still really not any closer to a slight risk Elkhart that you were tonight. So it's probably going to be mainly the same risks. Tornado risk might back off, but otherwise the hail and damaging wind risk with damaging winds is going to be the risk. Probably the highest risk, no doubt. Hail and tornado, I'm questioning a little bit. Because of all the rainfall you're going to get, how many storms can go hail and tornadic. maybe a little bit harder. Damaging winds probably be I'm confident damaging winds is the main threat. Hail and tornado, I question. Now, in Central Texas, it's going to be a little bit different. We have a dry line, kind of a dry line that would stretch all the way down here. There is a chance for tornadoes down here in Central Texas on Thursday, but it's a very low one. I don't think it's going to be too high. I just don't think it's going to be too high. Large hail and damaging winds is the main threats. We may have a tornado. It's no guarantees, but we may have one. And depending on how much sunshine we get during the day on Thursday will determine how bad the severe storms will be. We could have discrete supercells in Central Texas. How much? It depends on how much sunshine we get during the day on Thursday. That's going to depend on that, and and if we have no storms, we may have if we're stormy and cloudy on Thursday morning, that may limit it. But as long as around noon it starts going sunny, that could be the sign of supercell development potentially for Austin for tomorrow. So that's that. All threats are at large when it comes to Austin. It's going to be large hail and damaging winds is the main threat, and possibly tornadoes. It depends on many different factors, but we could have tornadoes. It's not going to be a huge outbreak here. That's going to be probably from north central Texas all the way to Missouri. Missouri is going to, from north central Texas to Missouri is where the tornadoes are going to really start to fire. Down here in central Texas is questionable, very questionable. Now let's go to day 3, because yes, Elkhart, you're out of storms by Friday. Friday, storms are gone. Well, they will be gone in the morning. They'll still be around in the morning, but no severe storms at this time for you in the morning, and they'll be gone by afternoon. Now, Austin, that's a different situation. You will have storms in the afternoon, probably, or maybe all day. You might have it all day, depending on the situation, but it's not going to be, it doesn't look like it's hard to say what it's going to be right now because of the heating's not going to be all that great. So it might only be instances of isolated large hail and damaging winds on Friday because of lack of heating. If we get more heating, that could change, but otherwise, it's just going to be some isolated instances, but it's going to be over a large area of Texas. It's going to be almost all the way to Shreveport, just west of Shreveport, all the way through Waco, Austin, San Antonio, to Laredo and Del Rio. Well, just north of Laredo and Del Rio areas. So it's a big swath of marginal, but there's no guarantees. No guarantees on exactly severe storms that day because of heating. Mostly because of heating. If we get more heating, then we'll probably get more storms. If we get storms all day long, that just completely negate it. So I think a lot of things that are questionable is heating. That's what I keep seeing is heating is questionable. If we get a lot more heating, we'll probably have we'll have more supercellular storms around here, especially Thursday and Friday. And Well, maybe Thursday. Friday, I question supercellular storms. I don't know if we're going to have supercellular storms per se. That's yet to be determined. We have a little bit of some shear. We have some cap. We have modest heating and favorable moist air. So it's just kind of the low area. We're kind of all low. Moisture is probably in the medium category, if anything's in the medium, but most things are probably going to be in the low category. It's not going to be a whole lot of stuff. If we get more heating, we might get more severe weather, but no guarantees at this point. That'd have to be in an update later. But Thursday is probably going to be our main day for severe weather around here. And Elkhart, your main severe weather risks are tonight into tomorrow. And they're kind of all the same risks: damaging winds, large hail, and possibly a tornado, both tonight and into tomorrow. It's not going to be a huge risk, but it's a risk. Even if it's low risk, it's still a risk, so it might as well cover it because it could happen. It definitely could happen. But anyways, I think I've been going on too long now. And now I finally get one person in here. After 30 minutes of doing this, I finally get one. Okay. And I was just about to end the live stream. What's up, Tony? So I'll end the live stream here. If y'all have any, I guess I'll give Tony some. I guess I'll give Tony some time. If you want to end the stream here, I think I'm just going to be doing a conclusion. Okay, that's cool. And I think I'll just be. So if you want to end here, I might be going on a little bit longer, but yeah, I think I'll just be going over the same things again, just for a little bit, kind of like a conclusion. So yeah, storms. I guess yep. So storms for Elkhart tonight into tomorrow. All threats at large. Tornado 2%, wind 5%, hail 5% chances out of a 25 miles of any given point. Tomorrow, Austin, you're in it, and Elkhart, you're still in it. Elkhart, you're probably going to get the same risk areas: a 2% tornado, 5% wind, 5% large hail. And Elkhart and Austin, you'll probably get the exact same thing, unless that slight risk comes down further. Then you might get some more wind and hail threat. I think the tornado threat is still going to be at a 2%, but the wind and hail threat I think will be larger in the slight if it comes all the way down into Austin, which is close. It is close. It'd have to shift a little bit more to the east and south for it to be in Austin, but if that slight risk hits Austin and touches it, then it'd probably be either wind or large hail being the threat there. Probably not tornadoes, but there is a slight chance of that. I don't know if we'll go to Houston next Friday. Yeah, so that's about it. Yeah, storms are still initiating today in West Texas, west of here. They probably won't make it into Central Texas until tomorrow morning, if that. There's no guarantee that they'll make winds and possibly large hail. Probably some supercellular development out there in West Texas near Del Rio area. That's definitely probably going to happen today. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, everybody, and stay safe. I think I'll have another one tomorrow. At least I'll try. No guarantees I'll have an update tomorrow, but try to get one out there. I'll update on Facebook for sure, but on YouTube and Twitter. I usually use Facebook for my small updates, so that's probably where I'll update because I am quite busy. So, but that's threats today and tomorrow, and even for today is Elkhart. Well, it should be tonight. It's not really today, it's tonight. Tomorrow, Austin, Elkhart, both getting risks. And then Friday, risks for Austin too. Austin has a risk Friday. It's small, but it all depends on that heating. Kind of like tomorrow's heating, and Friday's heating will depend on how bad the storms are. But anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Stay safe. Bye bye.